Bro, blessed and highly favored, especially when you don't feel it, bro. Stop running away from not feeling like you have faith, from from not feeling like you're in the hands of God. Run towards those feelings. Blessed and highly favored, especially when you don't feel it. That's your XP. That's your growth. Count it all joy, paraphrasing. I got to remember this scripture. Count it all joy when you're tested, essentially, when you go through trials and tribulations, for the testing of your faith produces patience. Bro, that's a freaking, bro, everything in the Bible is a freaking bar, dog. Run towards it. Like, you don't feel like praying. You don't feel like you have faith. You don't feel like, you feel like you're relying on yourself too much. You don't feel as if you're leaning on him, you're trusting in him in all of your ways, not leaning in your own understanding, and you don't feel as if you're submitted to him in all of your ways. It wasn't trust in all your ways, was it? Trust in the Lord with all of your heart and do not lean on your own understanding. Submit to him in all of your ways and he will make your path straight. If you hear that and you're like, I don't feel like I'm doing that, that's good. Don't run from that. You're blessed and highly favored, especially when these things come up. He's allowing he's allowing for this to come up. Like, you don't even have to close your eyes and pray. You should, but you could just be like, yo, like I don't really feel it. But this is a sign that he's mentoring me. I'm in a one-on-one mentorship with God. And he's molding me and he's freaking ah. I watched this video, Alex O'Connor, kind of like a famous atheist. Well, he's agnostic now, but he said his favorite argument for God was it was this mental exercise that one of the saints, there's a certain saint, he was writing down his prayer and then he issued a mental exercise to excuse me, to try to conceptualize like the greatest possible being that you can, like the greatest good, the greatest love, the greatest faith. And I don't know, when I was doing that, it was like it was welling up in me. I'm not saying I'm God, of course, but like the faith and the love and the joy was welling up in me. Almost like to conceptualize that, you become that. And God values being over doing and having. Becoming, belief, faith over doing, actions, dirty rags, and having. He cares about having the least. He cares about who you are the most. Are you a person of faith? Are you a child of God? Is this how you move in your life? You don't have to feel it. Stop looking for the feeling. The feeling is nice when you feel joy. But when you don't feel it, you're even more blessed. Just see that. Just even if it doesn't make sense. I don't even really have an explanation for it. But your perspective, where your eyes look, is the path that you walk in life. It's the cross that you bear. Like, just see it. Like, just be like, yo, I'm blessed even when I feel like poop. Yo, even when I feel like poop, especially when I feel like poop. Not just when I do, but especially then. I'm blessed and highly favored, especially then. He died on the cross for my sins. What am I holding on to? Why am I disrespecting the greatest sacrifice, the most complete, perfect sacrifice to ever take place? Ever, 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 ever. Blessed and highly favored, even when you don't feel it. I'm over here spitting. Spitting in more ways than one. I got a fully loaded hand. Yeah, I was about to start. Bro, look at the back though. Bobcat. Fire shirt. Yeah, bro. Like, I don't know. I wasn't feeling too faithy. It doesn't matter how you feel though, because when you chase your feelings, you're essentially saying that you can earn heaven because you have to earn a certain feeling. You have to do certain things to feel a certain way. I have to do certain things to earn grace, to earn faith, to earn. When you try to earn, you get to the earn, you're dead. If you're, it was said yesterday, Dan Moeller, your battle is not with sin, your battle is with faith. The battle with sin is already completed, it's already finished. You're looking at the wrong battle. You're looking here when you're supposed to be looking here and here, mainly here. Presence is the ultimate cheat code to life. When you're completely immersed in life, you won life. The degree to which you're present with yourself is the degree that you're present with other people in your life. And then your relationships flourish because of presence. Your relationships deteriorate and aren't the way that you want them to. They're not filled with love because they're not filled with presence. Because you're not there. You're in here. You're in la la land. You're in the imagination. And this is another perspective that doesn't really make any sense, but you say it anyway. My imagination and my memory serve to keep me in the present moment. How does it make sense? Maybe you see it right away and it clicks. Maybe you don't. Maybe you're like, how does my mind keep me in my present moment when it seems like my mind takes me away? Stop thinking about it. Just believe it. Placebo effect proved the powers of the universe. Placebo effect says, believe in sugar pill heals you. People say that they're a realist. Let's say the question is, are you an optimist or a pessimist? And someone might say, I'm a realist. What does that really mean if a sugar pill can cure a sickness just because you believe in it? That's what being realistic is, because that's what the laws of the universe say. That's what faith has healed you says. That's what God says. God says it, and science just serves to point to God. Look at placebo effect, points to God. Look at the skies, the moon, the trillions of cells in your eyes that if one was misaligned, you'd be completely blind. Points to God. Look at the complete and complex order of everything that supposedly just combusted and just formed. Points to God. Points to God. Points to God. Points to God. Everything points to God. Everything in this universe points to God. Even this freaking water bottle points to God. Even the devil points to God. The devil trembles. The devil knows who the master is. The devil knows who the king is. The devil knows who the sovereign ruler of the universe is. Even the greatest evil, the enemy, points to God. Your poop feelings point to God. They all point to God. Because let's have a little fun here. The poop feelings, you could say it points to meaning because you feel like poop, but you feel like you should be feeling something else because your life says meaning is in some feeling. Meaning is in joy. When you feel joy, you have more meaning. When you feel poop, there's less meaning in your life. And meaning points to God. Meaning, God. You can't earn joy. It's a gift. You can't earn grace. It's a gift. You can't earn peace. It's a gift. You can't earn presence. It's a gift. Well, you could train presence, so to speak, and you should. But it's less. It's not like you go to the gym and train it. You have to be brave enough to not believe that you need to be in here all the time. You have to be brave enough to believe that if I'm not in here, God's going to take care of everything. You're playing God and you're the one who's trying to move all the chess pieces around. That's why you believe you always have to be in here. You overthink instead of surrender. You hold on to your old life and your old ways instead of surrender and be present and be in your body. Feel what's in the body, because the body is what's connected to life. Your body is living life and your mind is narrating life. There's a difference. There's a huge, huge, huge difference. Galaxies apart. Living life and theorizing of life, you don't live life here. You live life here. Even when it hurts, even when it feels like poop, especially when it feels like poop, I'm blessed and highly favored. Bro, get up, start smiling. You know how important, do you know what happens when you smile? Do you know the neurological things that are happening when you smile? Just a smile. Smile in the face of poop. do something, man. Like, what, you just gonna like be miserable your whole life because you think, bro, look where you being right has got you. You're so right, but you're so miserable. You're so right, but you're so empty. How the what a guy, what a smart guy this is. What a smart gal this is. You're so right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right to be miserable. It's your right to be miserable. All right, now I'm just trying to play with words. But that's essentially the whole thing. Smile and you're blessed and highly favored, especially when you don't feel it. Especially when you don't feel it. Just run that exercise, even if it doesn't make sense. Just change your mind. Sugar pill healing doesn't make sense, but it did it anyway. Your perspective is the sugar pill that heals you even when it doesn't make sense. I hope that makes sense. Saying thank you even when it doesn't make sense heals you. It heals your mind. It coats your mind in gratitude. It allows the mental filter to over time be rewired towards gratitude. So everything you see gets filtered through thank you, as opposed to gets filtered through me and seeing me and everything's about me and me being right, suffering. But points to God. Read the Bible. I'm going to read it after this, after I brush my teeth. I haven't brushed my teeth yet. But, salud.